Ray Santilli is, a pretty complicated figure. His background is in media production. He's not the likely source or a conduit for an alien autopsy film. But, he creates this very compelling story that he's been in touch with this old US Army Air Force cameraman who had filmed the autopsy and the crash landing. And it was through him that he gets hold of this footage. Like all hoaxes, the person putting the hoax out is always saying that this has come from someone else. Just like the Hitler diaries, the man who sold it wasn't the man who originated it.
The film deserved to be released, although there wasn't enough of it anymore. There were a few frames left. What we did was, and the way I see it, is no different from, you look at many of the great works of art that are hanging in the galleries out there that have been restored so many times that, that they bear no resemblance to really what the original artists had done at the time. All we did was enhance the film, restore the film. We were not able to examine the authenticity of the content itself because we weren't there in 1947. All we have is the image. What we were able to check was the background of the photographer. We were able to verify his story in terms of his career and the reasons that he sold the film to us, because he was in quite desperate straits at the time. All of that was genuine. So, it was a common sense call, actually, on our part.
Santilli admits that only a few frames of the original footage, less than 1 second's worth, shot back in 1947, was actually used in the final autopsy film, and that the majority of what we see is just a clever recreation.
The producer, I think rather brilliantly, said, well, the original stock rotted. What I've made is a faithful reconstruction of what I saw, and a tiny little bit of it, 6 frames I think he claimed, which is about 1/4 of a second, is real. That's enough. That's easily enough of a hook. It's a masterstroke, that. It's really, really clever. You only have to keep a tiny little scrap of doubt in people's minds and go, well, yeah, a lot of it was faked. Had to be. The exposure to the alien stuff rotted the tape stock. But this little bit we managed to preserve because the truth is really important to us.
A great deal of expertise went into making sure that everything matched the original film. If you looked at it, the medical instrumentation was exactly the same. Sockets in the wall and the screw fixings, they were all as they would have been on the original film. The camera was exactly the same camera that was used in 1947 in terms of model. The film stock as well was carefully selected. The whole purpose was to match the original film and then knit them together.
I give him some marks for nerve. This is a good quality in a hoaxer and a forger and so forth. You need to have nerve because most of us would shy away from the boldness that it might take. But he attempted to get the filmmaking experts, Kodak, to authenticate the film. Oh, that's a bold mark, isn't it? What he tried to do was bring in a little piece of leader film from, this is a secret, highly secret film of this alien autopsy. We can't bring that in and so forth. But we just want you to authenticate that this is actual 16 millimeter leader film that would have been used in 1947 and so forth. Well, of course, Kodak, I'm sure, could have done that, but they were too smart to buy that. Because if we're going to authenticate something, we want to have all of it.